right, so this time we rotate the guy back to the underside. Let's look at how to trap an arm. My coach, he used to have this long explanation of why Germany lost World War II. And he would ask us, and my answer is because we went against USA. That's why they lost. No, but his explanation is something about, he's kind of a bit of a history buff, fighting a war on two fronts or something. Okay, so currently, where we're at, this is a 2-on-2 match. My two arms versus his two arms. And given our size difference, I'm probably not going to win that. He's going to grab my wrist, and that'll be it. So now I want to try to get my legs in the equation. So we have the seatbelt, and obviously he's going to be hand fighting, right? I actually want him to hand fight. I'm going to start stepping on his hip little by little. The more he pushes, actually I like that. The more he pushes, the easier it is for me to put my heel on his wrist and then kick. Okay. Now I eliminated that arm. He still has this one. My goal is to eliminate both. Okay. So now he's holding on exactly like this. He's doing the correct thing. He's holding on to my wrist. How do we break this grip? Okay. I like to do bicep curls. I find them enjoyable. But I'm not gonna bicep curl my way out of this one. So I have to break the grip at the hand. So instead of going here, I'm gonna go thumb on thumb. Now before somebody asks, I did the IBJJF referee course. Pretty expensive, but I learned some good stuff. You can grab a finger. You just can't try to break their finger. But here it's gonna be thumb on thumb. I roll my arm under like this, just peel it off. Okay. This is gonna be tough to go here. So I go thumb and I roll my arm under and then I peel the thumb off. Now I have both of his arms. Okay, and I wanna keep this close to the body. I'm probably not gonna hold on to this forever, but I can start to attack his neck. As always, you have your normal bow and arrow choke. Guess what he's gonna, what is he gonna do with, once I have both of his arms trapped? He's gonna tuck his chin, right? I know how you guys feel about choking somebody's face. I'm not a fan of it. I don't find, like, some people like it though. I don't like doing, especially I don't like doing it to my students, okay? So you have to come up with more creative ways. I know face choking is popular now because of
below the eyebrow.
Yeah, the ADCC Instagram page, where you're choking somebody's face, you're throwing them, you're wrestling on the concrete outside the mat, throwing them on top of the table. But you can't. I don't really like doing that. So he's gonna tuck his chin. That's fine. So he's gonna tuck his chin. I'm gonna pretend like I'm holding a key, and then I'm just gonna turn the key under. I start by the ear, and I do this. And I get under the neck. Now, you actually don't want to put the thumb in the collar. A lot of people will do this because I don't have enough leverage here. I just grab at the shoulder and I bunch the material up like this, like I'm pinching. And then I'm not exactly like pulling straight. I'm kind of doing this motion. I'm bringing my fist up towards my face, and I'll get the tap here. Okay. Anytime you can tap a guy one-handed too, it's pretty cool, right? Like a Bravo or this one. I like this one. So we get to the back. I want to kick him lower, and then when he hand fights, we want to try to avoid, because I show this in class too, we want to try to avoid looping our leg like this. It's just not going to catch. You want to have a sharp heel, you want to step on the wrist. So you kill that. Now he's hand fighting this. Sometimes he'll make the mistake of fighting the wrong hand, like this top one. Yeah, that's a freebie now. Now I can go to the neck. Okay, we'll go here. There's also a wrist lock here. That's another one I don't get a lot of joy out of, like wrist locking people. I feel bad, especially people
Stop looking at me.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him.
No, it's a legit technique, you know. I have one of my black belts. He loves wrist locking people all the time. But there's a wrist lock here. It's called a McPherson. If I go here, I can crunch. He probably would never tap to that one. If he's a real man, he would never tap to that one. He would just let it pop, or just completely let go. Just go ahead and he could just let go. Yeah, no. I'm joking. Tap if something hurts. Okay. So I go under. I peel this off. Now we have both. Okay. Now he's gonna tuck his chin. You guys know who Barrett Yoshida is?
Yes, of
He's
course.
like a legend, dude.
Yeah, OG.
But Barrett used to just take the blade of his wrist, and he calls it not brushing the guy's teeth, but brushing his nose, and he'll just start raking the guy's face like this. And they'll lift it. I don't like doing that either. Okay, I go here under, turn the key, and we go under the neck. Sometimes you'll get a guy that will panic. I get this reaction, and he'll start driving all of his weight on top of you. That's fine. Now I can take this hand out. I lock my hands. if he stays on the side, you see how my arm is trapped, my left arm? He can't pull it out for the choke, but so is his arm too. My arm's trapped, his arm is trapped. I just pull up and I'll finish it one-handed. Okay, but the key here is to grab the material so that the blade is here, and then just bring your elbow in and then pull up like this. I make this reference a lot. There's very few people that get this movie reference. It's from the movie Baby Boy. When, you guys know what I'm talking about? There's always like one person, but there's a scene there where he gets behind him on the couch and he starts doing this. It's like, I call it the Baby Boy joke. All right, any questions with this? With the arm trap? And you guys need to see it again? Yeah.
Curiosity. Do you like to put the foot behind the back?
Oh, yeah, you know, so I don't, but I could see that being like kind of tricky if you're a little taller and you have longer legs. So yeah, you could do that one too. Yeah, I generally will leave it here because we're gonna get into some crucifix next. And I really like that position. All right, so yeah, if you're having a hard time, you get to the guy's back a lot and you can't finish it and they're hand fighting really well. I just always assume now that everyone has a good back defense. I'll just start trapping the arms. And it's so much easier. I feel like I don't have to use so much energy to get them off the back. If you guys have a little bit tighter hips, you can make up for that by kicking them lower. Like step on their hip and make them slide lower. That way you don't have to have that type of flexibility where you're swinging your leg. Guys got it? And then whoever's defending, try to almost like give them a little bit of resistance so it's realistic. There's gonna be some tension there in the body when you're turning. Like if they're just like completely loose like this, you can't even step on the wrist. Okay? So I actually want the other person to hand fight a little bit. Okay? Good. All right, let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3.